Alrighty, we have a rematch now. This time we are playing on Gamma Draconis. That's the name of the map today. Kinloch is returning as the purple Substrate. Pethidine will once again be the red PHC. So this map has somewhat of a similar layout to the other map in that the middle of the map doesn't have a lot of resources. Or it kind of does in theory, but given how volatile the middle of the map is, this is generally where a lot of the death happens. So actually holding these metal refineries can be quite difficult, where in the sides, you know, you've got some pretty nice regions. Though the main difference though is that you have a corner region that has a lot of resources here. Triple radioactives, 4 times quadruple, I should say, metal, triple metal. So what can be a nice thing to do is if you can try to chisel your way through like the side of the map and then get into here, or use aircraft to take out this region, or use orbital abilities to take out that region. But anyway, small map. This map can have pretty quick games, or you can kind of stall out, have defensive lines, get a bit of a stalemate going, and then you have a lot of artillery units that become useful in that situation. And so the capping order on this map can make a difference, because you can go very aggressive for the middle and start throwing down defenses, which can definitely help. Especially when you're playing PHC, you can get the artillery posts, and they cover a lot of the map, so it is quite small. Or you can try to rush the corner, just really saturate these as soon as you can, because you get so much money once you start getting amplifiers on those resources. Amplifiers and refineries, all the extra good stuff that you want to have. Or you can, you know, be aggressive, try to just shovel your way through early on. Let's see what the players do. So far we've seen Kinloch is a bit more of an economy-focused player. It is a smaller map, so you can't go too much eco too early on. Whereas Pethidine was very aggressive, so I think his playstyle may benefit him in this situation. In the lobby, they were saying that Kinloch tends to lose on this map, and if he plays it the exact same way he played before, I can see that being the case. You have to be a little bit more flexible with your strategies depending on the map. Again, a quick orbital fabricator here. Armory's already completed for Pethidine. It'll allow him to get some cruisers out pretty early. Second one's being built also. Whereas Kinloch also has a quantum relay, a quantum archive in the case of Substrate. And that allows him to start getting the maulers, like the cruiser destroyers, rather than just drone hives. Drone hives are the only cruiser that the Substrate can build before you have the quantum archive, because the Substrate build their cruisers from both they build both frigates and cruisers from the same structure, the assembly, whereas PHC have separate production structures. The Substrate a little bit more flexible in that sense, but the Substrate, those assemblies are quite fragile, so you can snipe them with air units or just anything quite easily. Plus then also some of the PHC units are just a bit tougher anyway. Yeah, tuning out Athenas now. So I definitely hope we see Maulers come out earlier, because in that last game, those drone hives were getting crushed. You cannot rely entirely on drone hives. Yeah, and he's still building them too, Avenger and drone hives. Because once Pethidine rolls out with a few Athenas, that's going to go quite badly for him. And it's exactly what happened last time. Income pretty similar. Nothing too different just yet. So it's already okay. Pretty late on the quantum relay, so that means they won't be able to get amplifiers. So already we have an amplifier for Kinloch, so that's really nice. 4 times metal, you get 50% extra income on the entire region, so it'll give him a big boost to his metal income. The middle is currently held by Pethidine, though he hasn't got any defenses yet. Building a barrage on the left flank. Yeah, okay, so already trying to get some defense to lock it down. Can also start getting artillery posts, which will then be able to do some bombardment. This position is quite important. Not only is it 3 metal refineries, but also then grants access to the tritium generator on the side, giving you that extra income, giving you the 2 radioactive deposits as well. You get the 5% bonus, and if there was the tritium victory on, that would accumulate, but not for the custom games that we're just playing on elimination to see if the games go for a little longer. Trying to build a cheeky smarty, but it gets taken out by the drone bay, the drone hive, in fact. Yeah, so these Athenas are in a pretty aggressive spot, and the drone hives just can't do anything. Kinlock actually totaling up, bidding a Punisher even as far back as here. So this may not go too well for him if we see a lot of artillery posts, and has already won a very, very fast arty post. Especially if he builds more in the center, he can just take out the production, take out the extractors, even start sniping units. Yeah, I don't know how well this will go. Another pulverizer there. It'll prevent counterattacks, but he doesn't need to counterattack if he has, you know, just a huge amount of artillery. Although it's kind of a weird position because the arty post is actually in front of the barrager. The arty posts get sniped pretty quickly. They're quite fragile. Especially if you just get some destructors, the artillery cruisers, to fire at them from afar. Already got a Mauler in position. That's going to have a lot more damage against the Athena. Yeah, so a lot of pulverizers. But anyway, we're seeing already amplifiers online, already a nullifier, quantum jammer, that is, for the substrate. So good economy so far for Kinlock. But kind of similar to our last game, that amplifiers are you know, making up for the difference of not having the tritium generators. That being said, this is a really good engagement here. He sniped a bunch of units. Few of them went within range of the pulverizers. So now he can perhaps push in and lock this position down. He's actually going for the counter attack here. The barrager will hold them off, but the barrage is currently out of range. Did snipe the engineer and prevents the sentinel from being built, so that's going to be really good. But if he goes too far forward, it's going to be pretty bad for Kinlock, that is. The Athena also cleaning up. We see him going for the left side now. Plenty of defenses in position, so that won't be successful. I think if Kinlock can prevent Pethidine from just getting a massive line of artillery posts, then he'll be looking pretty strong, especially if he can just take that tritium generator back. The army's looking much bigger for Kinlock. The Nemesis cruiser doing good damage in the back. Having focus fire is good to prevent wasting shots against like the anti-air cruiser. The Apollo in that position is not contributing to that fight. If you can snipe them down early, going for the Nemesis is very nice to do. Well, that's an emergency turret. That won't help too much though. Drone hives are quite good versus buildings. Now sniping the engineer is going to be really important because he's building a sentinel. That's a very strong defense. He does get it. Nice work. Can get finished off though by a secondary engineer. Kinlock wasn't able to really do much there, however. Pethidine still hasn't got his amplifiers. We're getting some here. That's good. What's the quanta? Like 1.25 per second for Pethidine, and it is actually less for Kinlock. So last game we saw him get a massive lead of quanta income, but not quite this time. Right side now getting a lot of defenses. Oblivion turret, artillery post, so yeah, a bit of a turtle play style for both players, but it's going to work better for PHC with those artillery posts, with the middle tritium generator held by Pethidine. Gives him more mobility, gives him more income too, so this could be a long game actually. Mauler able to get within range of the Nemesis, nice, takes out in a single volley because the Nemesis is quite fragile now. These Apollos are completely exposed. Doesn't have these deposits saturated. Wow, uses an emergency turret. Okay, that's kind of weird. Bit of a waste. Now, is there an air transition? We saw Kinlock go for a nice air game last time around. It has some bit of Punishers, some Dominators to support them. He's actually going for a Retributor. That's a Dreadnought. That's pretty good. Yeah, he doesn't have much of an army, does he? And there's actually a lot of artillery cruisers. 3, no, and even 4 Artemis cruisers. They can take out these defenses pretty quickly from afar. Well, with that many of them they can. On their own, it takes some time. Yeah, already sieging this one. The Disruptor wants to fire, but not quite within range here. That's the problem with just building so much defense, is you can't just destroy them with artillery. Oh no. Avatar going in, gets sniped by the Athenas now. He does bait them in, however. Loses 2 Athenas for his troubles. His army needs to defend this one. I think the army actually got cleaned up on the side. Yeah. Oh, the Exterminator is currently upgrading, so it is not firing at the moment. Gotta make sure you upgrade at the right time. So there's more army here. Air units not engaging just yet. He did lose the Disruptor cannon. That's a tier 3 defense, so losing that one is a pretty costly. It's picking off them now. Maybe a little bit too many Artemis cruisers because the Athenas are getting outnumbered now. The Artemis, they have a rocket attack, but it's pretty weak against other units. A lot of Reapers is really nice. The rockets actually, that being said, are decent against them. The Zeus cruiser is what you want. The Zeus is very good versus the frigates. Takes out many of them in a single strike. A lot of defense is backing up, so... He bought time with the Reapers, but bought time for what? Retributor's almost done, so maybe that'll be enough. However, the Retributor cannot attack into double Sentinel and an Oblivion. That would go very poorly. The artillery post was actually sniped. That's good. Hyperion also being built for Pethodine, so he's going for his own Dreadnought too. And those Dreadnoughts are very similar, actually. The Retributor and the Hyperion, they both have that same assault role. Good versus groups of cruisers. And they have some defensive upgrades. Now, do we have any of the Quanta for extra income? The quantum upgrades, sorry, orbital abilities. The boost allows you to get even more metal or radioactives out of them. Same for PHC. You can use the optimized orbital ability. You get even more money, and neither of them are doing that. So that can be a nice way to get extra income. Oh no, he's attacking into the Exterminator. That's a very powerful defense. That's going to wreak havoc among these. Pulling back now, but it might be too late. It has quite long range. The army moving in to consolidate. Try to pick them off as they retreat. Okay, that was a bit of a throwaway. Retributor wasn't there, so the Retributor didn't get the experience, but now there's a Hyperion on the field on the left flank. That being said, Exterminator is so good versus Dreadnoughts. Attacking that head-on could be suicidal. There is a Regenerator for a little bit of shield support. Retributor now within range of these cruisers. Artemis doing some nice damage, almost taking out this Exterminator, but Retributor saving the day. Mobile Nullifier there as well will block out any orbital abilities. Second Pulverizer almost completed. Disruptor Cannon currently upgrading also. So Hyperion needs to focus down this Retributor very fast. It's taking so much damage from this Exterminator, and it's a very slow unit, so it's continuing to get pounded upon. Oh my god. He'll probably survive this one, but he's just taking so much damage. Yeah, he's out of range now, but lost half health on that Hyperion. It's about 8,000 damage. Has a couple of healers, but it will take some time. Getting repair bays would help also. Another Hyperion on the way. And we are seeing air units swoop in. Not a lot of anti-air. Going for the Sentinel. Okay, but I think he's a little bit scared. Still plenty of Artemis cruisers to siege down these defenses. Another Oblivion almost completed. Pethodine continuing to have the lead in metal and radioactives. Like a little bit ahead in Quanta income, but nothing too significant. And this is a really good army. He's got everything he needs. Artemis cruisers for support. He's got some Nemesis cruisers and Athenas to take out the enemy ground units while the Artemis barrage the structures. Retributor going in. Not sure this is a good idea. He's away from his defenses. Let's see, does he have any abilities available? Drone Swarm, not enough energy. Uses some jamming there. The cruisers are engaging now. It's going to be a close one though, but that Hyperion has already taken some damage, deploying some saboteurs for extra damage. More units are being rallied in from Pethodine, both out of range of the enemy's defenses, but they're very close either way. Retributor actually getting quite low also, focusing down the cruisers, almost hit level 2. That'll give him access to the repair ability if he uses it. That'll give him 5,000 hit points back. What's he gonna go for here? Retributor also level 2, Hyperion rather, pops the instant heal, gets 5,000 more hit points. Oh, trying to bait him into the Oblivion, fires one shot on the Saboteur, so it looks like trying to bait him in. Yeah, they're pulling back. They're very wary of these defenses. Okay, we're actually disengaging from this one. Hyperion chasing down. Oh no, the Nullifier's gonna get caught here. That's such an expensive unit to lose. Oh, baiting him into the Overmind and the Pulverizer. Nice. Yeah, now the Hyperion's retreating, so very measured control of this engagement. Not overextending, not over-committing, but there's a second Hyperion already on the field. There's just so much defense in this position. He needs to try to get some shield regeneration to get this Retributor back at full health. It'll take a while, however. Some defenses on the left. Gonna be very hard to push through anywhere. There's so much defenses. This is where the Destructor Cruisers are important. Even the Tormentor frigates, artillery frigates. You can also go the Shredder turrets. They're like a little artillery turret. Not quite as good as the artillery posts for PHC, but pretty good nonetheless. Pethodine continuing to have a big lead in income. And that can snowball out of control here. The Overmind isn't doing much. Drone's not within range yet. So here we have some little drone MRVs. Those are pretty good. Some supports, artillery damage, but he cannot 2v1 two Hyperions, only a single Overmind. Eradicator will have a bit of extra damage there, good armor piercing damage, but that army is just completely collapsing upon it. Overmind, again, like last game, it can fire while retreating with those drones, but Apollos are shooting them down, so it's doing pretty well. Pulling back into the Pulverizer, but that's only a tier 1 defense. Eradicator also opening up. Let's see if it survives this one. This is a pretty good engagement so far from Kinlock, as long as he doesn't lose this Overmind. That's really important. And how deep does Pethodine commit? Does he dive the Overmind? Looks like he's trying to. It may pay off also. More units are entering range now. Hyperion turning to engage the cruisers, not chasing down the Overmind. Retributor still too low to engage here. Hasn't recovered enough shields. It'll get taken out very fast. Especially if a... Drone Swarm chasing down the Hyperions. The Apollos are all sniped, so no more anti-air. Oh man, Overmind re-engaging as soon as the Hyperions are retreating. That one's gonna die. Second one should be able to survive. Oh, pops the instant repair. Gets level 3. That'll keep him alive. Cruisers are being rallied in. Just has so many Oblivion turrets. They'll make short work of anything that gets within range. He just needs to get some more Falcon anti-air for the splash anti-air. Take out those drones. Yeah, so that wasn't successful, but again, it bought more time, and the income advantage means that so long as Pethodine holds this position, he's going to eventually be able to go for Juggernauts. Getting a third Hyperion. I think he's going to need to start getting more regenerators. They will regenerate the shields of these Dreadnoughts. Caregivers do the same, but much slower. Because they're both AoE shield regeneration, it's not quite good against Dreadnoughts, where the healers are much better at healing Dreadnoughts. Also, no sign of any nullification here, which could be a little antsy, but fortunately neither player... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Caster's Curse. Not quite investing in Quanta. Quanta and like the Orbital Strike is Kinlock. But he has double Air Harbinger. Those are very heavy gunships. They can take out a lot of stuff here. There is a Falcon anti-air, but that's a flak anti-air. That's not good against Harbingers. They're also good against Dreadnoughts too. They have full armor piercing. Got these units, I don't know what they're doing. They're only frigates though, so that doesn't matter. So these Hyperions could get some nice work here. They could swoop in, take out all of this position. There's no air fighters. They can't take out the Harbingers. So I think this is his trump card. Is that what he's trying to do? Try to go for the flank, try to call in the Harbinger. Pepperdine playing from South Africa, so his connection not too good. However, his army is quite good. He's got 2 Hyperions in the center, 1 on the left, has defenses to fall back to. Is he going for more Harbingers? No, he's actually cancelled his Harbingers, so he only has 2. 2 is still enough to get some good damage though. But if he had like 3 or 4 of them, he could just actually take out so much, even maybe his Nexus if he's not careful. There's no anti-air on the Nexus whatsoever. That can be very risky to do that. But this Hyperion army is pushing through. Overmind's still wounded. Bit of a choke point makes it hard to advance through. Artemis cruisers are sieging. And where are these Harbingers? They got my attention because they have the most potential here to start doing some good damage. Okay, Hyperion is going in. Gets concerned by that. If he just attacks it, it'll die pretty fast. Double Hyperion, Artemis is firing too. I think he's a little too scared, perhaps. Let's keep him alive, I suppose. Oh, here come the Harbingers. They're going straight for the Oblivion. The Falcons are firing. They're actually doing a fair bit, combined with the Apollo. Oh no, loses one of them. Ouch. Oh, what a waste. Actually, the 2 Apollos, that's why. Yeah, 2 Apollos and the Falcon. Doesn't take out the Oblivion, but even if he did, I don't know how good that would be. Anyway, Overmind's still firing with its drones, almost level 3. Damn, if he went for here, that would have been so good. Yeah, now putting more Falcons. Okay, now he's engaging. The Oblivion's still there. Didn't manage to take it down in time, and the Retributor wasn't fully healed either. Down goes the Oblivion, but there's still the Retributor, still a couple of Nemesis cruisers. His army's actually advancing into the Oblivions. Retributor's almost level 3, but it's gonna go down. There it falls. Hyperion gains the experience. Overmind in the center, getting focused down by the Hyperion. Support units are there, as is the Exterminator turret. Athena's closing the gap. Hyperion will fall, unless it gets out of range. It just gets out of range of the Exterminator. Really good micro there by Bethadine, keeping the unit from overextending, making sure it's able to survive. The second Hyperion's now going against a tag team. It's a duo of Hyperions. But still, the Exterminator is doing absolute havoc right now. Getting its shields back up from those caregivers. Hyperion diving down. Needs to focus the Exterminator. That's doing all of the damage here. The Overmind much less important. Oh no, throws that one away. Didn't quite consolidate his fire. Still, he's about to snipe it with that Artemis. Meanwhile, the left side, yeah, cleaned up by Pethidine. These defenses are crumbling now because of the artillery cruisers. He's so close to killing it. Yes, he finally gets it. Nice work, Pethidine. That's going to open up the attack down there, but he lost his main Dreadnought, and the other one has, like, no health at all. And now there's a bunch of Falcon anti-air in the back, so they can take out the drones pretty easily. So I think all Pethidine has to do now is go for a Juggernaut, go for a Leonidas. Even the Agamemnon, either of those Juggernauts would close the game here. Yeah, and now, because Kinloch went double... He went double Harbinger, and it didn't do anything with it, and so now we see a bunch of air units, anti-air in response. All over we're seeing Falcons. Yeah, kind of the surprise anti-air is the most deadly. Even now, anti-air on the Nexus. If you kill the Nexus, you lose the game. So you can go for a surprise Nexus raid if your opponent is unprepared. Keep them honest. Make sure they have anti-air. We don't actually have any here, do we? Yeah, no anti-air here either. You can kind of see it coming though, because you're going to be flying past some things, but still, you know, you're not getting that much time. The line of Oblivions. That Retributor is still so low. He needs to get a bunch of repair bays. Just continuing to spam Hyperion Dreadnoughts. This army is devastating. That's huge. But there's more Exterminators here. That's why you really want a Leonidas to just snipe those down. That long-range Juggernaut can take them out in a single shot. It's so powerful. Obviously, it's very expensive. It'll cost the equivalent of, I think, 4 Dreadnoughts. Still churning out cruisers, churning out dreadnoughts, leading the charge with the 0 health dreadnought. It's quite a shame to lose it because it has like level 3, so it gets some good bonuses. Wow, actually creeping forwards of Oblivions. That's denying his income a little bit. We also have the refineries getting even more income to Pethidine. Overmind continuing to get taken low, I should say. It's level 4, so that's going to be nice, but doesn't matter if you have no health. Also getting a Kronos artillery dreadnought would be good. This looks really nice. I want to take a screenshot. But that's beautiful. Ah, look. Mass artillery. Overmind trying to release the drones without overcommitting. I think that's his plan here. Really making use of that choke point. Nice. Every time he does that, he kind of pokes the bear and the Nemesis starts firing. Well, that one does anyway. Most of them being held in reserve. Still advancing on the right flank here. Income difference is getting kind of out of hand. Oh, so many flaks. These Punishers can't go in very deep. Now that being said, he could push through the left. There isn't a lot of stuff here. Has a Savager, that's a Dreadnought Destroyer. Has a fair bit of artillery as well. Now, does anyone have enough for an orbital strike? Oh, Kinlock, he has 1,000 Quanta, and he has his all of his orbitals unlocked. So he could actually use an orbital strike, but there's actually orbital nullifiers here, the mobile nullifiers, so he can't do that on this army. Is pushing through the front, double dreadnoughts, mass cruisers, down goes the wounded Overmind. Not many defenses here, only the anti-air defense. Punishes, pulverizers, and exterminators here. This is a very strong position. He can't attack on that left flank, but he can push around the right. Meanwhile, a counter-attack from Kinlock going through with the Savager takes out the Barrage defense, could continue to push through, take out all of these refineries, would definitely hamper his income. But this is the threat. Orbital Strike's being deployed, managed to find a position out of range of the nullifiers. It won't take out both of the Dreadnoughts though. He can dodge it if he has enough time. No, actually pulling into it, moves inside of the Orbital Strike, out, loses his entire cruiser army. Dreadnought's still okay. They're about half health each. They have regeneration from their upgrades, so that still won't be enough. No defenses here, only an Annihilator. Retributor's looking pretty strong, but it will be a 2v1, and a 2v1 with almost level 5 on both of those Dreadnoughts. Savager dueling against a Hyperion has some supporting units, but so does the Savager. Gonna be a close duel either way, but the Hyperions are now in a perfect position. That being said though, there's 2 Harbingers in reserve. They can take out those Dreadnoughts. There's absolutely no anti-air in that army. Carving turrets being deployed. Very strong damage versus the Dreadnought. Down it goes. Harbingers in the sky. Retributor going in for the flank. That one Annihilator is like pew-pewing. Yeah, maybe the Retributor's a little too early here. Because the Harbingers haven't taken out either of them yet. The Nemesis go down, but 2v1. They're also not focusing the wounded one either. They should really be focus firing the wounded Hyperion. And they have so much regen because they're both level 4. Oh man. Yeah, now he okay, that's Nanite Assassination takes down one of them. Good focus fire eventually. More reinforcements are coming in. Could get another level on the Retributor. Does he go for the army here? No, he's going for the Apollo. Okay, he wants to get rid of the anti-air, I suppose. Down goes the Retributor. Still has these Harbingers in the sky. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a last gambit there, and it has failed. There's another Harbinger in the sky. Yeah, so that Hyperion's gonna fall here, but plenty more where they came from. More than double metal income at the moment for Pethidine. Drone swarms deployed. lost too much metal now. This is, again, where a lot of the metal income is. Well, the Harbingers clean up, so that's good. But yeah, that's got to be GG now. Look at this good position of artillery post. Manages to take out the drone, the defenses that were here. The shredder turrets. Another Hyperion there. Is he going for a Leonidas? No. He's just happy with Hyperions, it seems. I think his only chance to win is to go for the base. It's undefended. Looks like he has some building health though. So it's 35,000 health. So it won't die super fast, but there is actually no anti-air at all. That's a really, really bad thing to do. You gotta have air defense here. Gotta have jamming. Now there is Furies being built. They're the air fighters. They can take out the Harbingers. So mixing in those is nice. Surprisingly, Pethidine actually has like almost the same radioactives income. I don't know how that's possible. Doesn't have that one built. Oh, well, because that's why he has the boost, giving him extra Brad's income there. So if Kinlock, okay, Kinlock has 1,300 quanta income per second. Sorry, no, that's his storage. 1,300 quanta. He has a lot of income. You gotta actually win this. If he flies in here, uses the orbital strike again. The Substrate, it's called. I forget what it's called actually. But the orbital strike, effectively anyway, for Substrate. Use the Harbingers. He can just kill the Nexus and win the game. So Pethidine really needs to make sure he has more anti-air. A good sniper with the Hyperion. Charging heads first into all these defenses. Gotta be careful of that. Plenty of artillery options. Yeah, using the Harbingers in the middle. There's just too much anti-air here. There's what, like 3 Falcons? There's Apollos mixed in, there's Constables, Furies, so it's kind of a losing battle, right? Like they'll do well, but yeah, they're just gonna eventually get cleaned up and without really doing much. The income difference is just so high that he can't win this normally. But anyway, he doesn't have Fog of War hacks. You can't see through the map. These artillery posts are going to prevent him from getting anywhere near it. Pulverizer outranging the Sentinel. That's funny. There's not much of a range difference. It's only like 100 range, but it's enough in that situation. Oh, what's down here? Oh, nice. Using the sentries. Deploys some harassment. Takes out some of those extractors. Oh, there's no anti-air defense, so these Furies can just swoop in. These Harbingers are so expensive that losing them is really costly. Yeah, the Falcons. He actually would be better off getting the air eliminators. They're like heavy anti-air defense. So rather than doing splash, they just do really strong single target damage, a lot of range, a lot of damage, but a long reload. Oh, there we go, there's one, Starburst. But he's already lost too many Harbingers. Another Overmind's being built now, but yeah, losing battle. Oh, Kronos is being built. Okay, Hyperion goes back in. Looks like he will lose this one also. Oh no, manages to keep it alive for now. Pulverizer prioritizes the cruisers, so down it goes. And now he's opened up the left side. He can actually push through here. Well, aside from that Exterminator, that's still looking pretty strong. He has cut off this region though, so a bit less income. Kinlock floating 10,000 metal and 10,000 rad, so definitely that's where I'd recommend going for a Juggernaut. Kronos good too also, because he can just snipe out. It's an artillery Dreadnought. Yeah, no way he gets through here. No way he gets through here. He goes through here, he'll get hit by these defenses, the artillery posts. And they're continuing to harass him. Very long range. They're quite weak though. Another drone swarm. They must be getting quite expensive at this point. Oh, look, you used all of his quanta. Okay, must have got some upgrades. But so every time you use an ability, the cost goes up. And that must be his like 3rd or 4th drone swarm, so it's gonna get quite costly. Oh, Pethidine is going for a Leonidas, perfect. Kronos on the field, it's pretty weak against other Dreadnoughts, but it will be able to take out defenses. However, there isn't many left. Savagey here really can't do anything. It's just gonna die. Kronos from afar doing good damage. If the Overmind sticks around, it'll just get shelled down. Can't fire while moving, or at least not. It can move while shooting forward. You can shoot while moving forward, but not like sideways. It needs to be facing its target. Savager pushing the right flank, still has no shields. The Artie is just whittling everything away. Is he still putting Harbingers? Yeah, he's still building them. Oh, sorry, when I was talking about floating, that wasn't Pethidine, that was Kinlock. And if he cancelled everything, went for an Eye of Darkness, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But then against Leonidas, it'd probably lose anyway. Okay, the Overmind has found the Kronos, but it can just back away into the defenses. Also has the Hyperion there, but that one's still wounded, needs more repair bays. Drone v drone battle. Drones from the drone bay versus drones from the Overmind. Well, the game continues. Actually, the income isn't too bad. Oh, is that because he uses the boost thing? Oh, that's why he overcharged. You get a temporary huge boost to resources, so not quite as good as it may seem briefly. Still building Harbingers. Yeah, that really isn't the right choice. Although he will need them against the Leonidas, but he's going to need a lot of them. He's going to need like 10 of them. The Leonidas has a very weak air attack. And there's still a lot of, I guess, static anti-air defense, so he could... Diving the Harbingers against the Falcons wouldn't go well, but if the Leonidas overextends, that might work. Kinlock, he does have the orbital strike. So he could maybe take out the Dreadnought Bay with that. That would be very good. Orbital strike, oh, that being said, he has building health though. It's a really good foresight here. Pethidine has a lot of building health upgrades, so that makes the Dreadnought, the Dread Bay should survive an orbital strike shot. It will help his defenses out. I think that's why he has the bonus. Okay, Harbinger's going back in, but there are Apollos. Savages there also. Still no shields. Has about 2,000 shields. Alright, army is engaging. The Savager is, Retributor that rather, too far behind. Overmind's doing okay, but Hyperion and the Kronos both contributing to the fight. A lot of Nemesis cruisers in the back lines here. Kinlock outnumbered. Hyperion almost falling here. He is pulling it back. He got the instant repair upgrade, hit level 2. So the instant repair upgrade keeps the Dreadnoughts alive, but it's obviously it's a one-time use, whereas in all the other upgrades are permanent. So it's kind of a short-term versus long-term trade-off that you're making. 3 Harbingers in the sky, that's not bad. Uh-oh, oh, the Savager's caught. I like their Reapers, they're good. None of these units are good versus Reapers, there's not many of them. This is a Serpentine turret. Okay, that's kind of pointless. Yeah, now he's retreating, but it's too late. Down it goes. About to fall. Yep, there it is. Ouch. Tried to use the regeneration ability, but a little too late. Now here come the Harbingers. Fury's swooping in to counter them. Just Dominators in the sky also. Bit of an air battle. And if only he saved his Savager, he might be okay. But still, this Leonidas is about to complete. That is a heavy Dreadnought, and that will mean very bad things for Kinlock. without a Juggernaut of his own, or without a massive air army, he won't have anything to stop it. Kronos sieging his base defenses. This is very nice to see. Has a bit of splash damage as well, so you can actually take out like everything. Now the Kronos has more health than the Hyperion at the moment. Oh, uses the what is it? Nanite Assassination. Let's just say Lightning Strike. Pulling it back now. So Kinlock's relying on these orbitals, but again the cost ramps up, so you kind of can't do it forever. Unless you just get more and more Quanta income, which currently there is a big Quanta lead because the Quanta is being spent for Pethodine in these Juggernauts. Retributor now leading in. Both the Dreadnoughts are wounded. If Kinlock is able to cancel this Dread launch, that would be a massive win. It would keep him in the game. Can he do it? Still has the Harbingers in the sky. No sign of air eliminators. Those would be so good right now. There's actually plenty of jamming here. Is there jamming here? Maybe there's like... Does this cast a circle probably around like here somewhere? Leonidas is 3/4 done. Not much longer. A lot of refineries in the back line, so this income is really good. Do we see any harvesters? No harvesters, so that's the late game economy. Pethodine definitely gearing himself up for a stronger late game. Okay, Kinlock's going in. 500 Quanta, is that enough for any more abilities? And is there jamming? Let's see. Hyperion's already pretty low. He has the shield from the Overmind and has the caregivers for generation, but no, he's pulling back. Can't pull back when the Leonidas is just about to finish. And if that gets out, there is no way Kinlock can hold. That being said, here comes the Harbingers. There's 4 of them. They have a lot of damage. Also has a couple of light gunships also. Has Eradicators being spawned in from the gateway ability, I think. Teleports reinforcements. Oh man, engineers are all being pulled. That's the perfect move here from Pethodine. Make sure he gets the Leonidas out now before the army blows it up. But he's just... Kinlock is waiting. That's like the worst possible thing you can do. Okay, takes out the Chronos, snipes it. Excuse me, uses the Harbingers in combination with the Nanite Assassination, but again, running low on Quanta, running low on time, going in with the Harbingers. Leonidas coming out at any moment now. He needs to snipe the Dreadlords, but it has so much health. It has 20,000 health. I think that's Kinlock retreating here. He knows it's coming out. Pethodine has the logistics to support it, so it will emerge any second. Already pulling away his engineers, though. Jeez. Anyway, that's about to come out now, and doesn't look like there's a Juggernaut being built in response. Oh, okay, now he's attacking. The Leonidas just comes out in the nick of time. You can take out this Dreadnought so fast. Its main gun is devastating. A lot of range, a lot of damage. Overmind panicking. That's the Leonidas beam. Half health on the Overmind. Hyperion going in. The cruiser support going in. The Leonidas is just too tough now. Almost takes it out in 2 shots. Overmind only has a sliver of HP. Down it goes. Leonidas now going to be picking off everything that's left. Retributor going for the middle of the map, managing to slice down some of these defenses, avoiding the Oblivion for now, so that's good. But yeah, now there's a Juggernaut on the field. Everything just got way worse. The only way that Kinlock can win this is if he just gets a massive amount of Harbingers, and I don't see that really working. Oh, now Oblivion within range. Retributor biting off more than he can chew, getting caught. Leonidas turning to engage, building another Juggernaut behind this, the Agamemnon. Oh man, now he's rallying into the Oblivions. Scavenger in the back. Nest of the Queen? That's the wrong Juggernaut, that won't help him. That will not be able to duel the Leonidas, not at all. It'll help him take out these defenses though, but that's not the main threat right now. This Retributor is kind of being thrown away here. It's got a fair bit of damage done, but probably not enough. Yeah. Didn't open up the middle, which is kind of what it needed to do. I mean, unless he just dies for the Nexus. Drone Swarm being used. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Racing the Nexus, but taking a lot of damage by these chasing Nemesis cruisers. Leonidas can't really chase him. Blocked by the mountain. Yeah, the choke point definitely proving havoc. Okay, is he actually going for the Nexus? Oh my god. You could win this. Again, where are the Harbingers? There's 5, oh, that's 4. There's 4 Harbingers. There's a Rampager. He could finish off this Nexus if it's taken out. Oh, Carving Turret's very smart. Needs to focus that one down. That's an anti-Dreadnought ability. Yeah, very good engagement. Good re-engage, that is. Takes it out. Did a fair bit of damage, though. No more Quanta left over, because he's building a Dreadnought. A Juggernaut, sorry. The Agamemnon. I think Pethidite is panicking. He sees this Retributor, and he's freaking out. Leonidas going in. That Nexus is exposed. He has 35,000 health, so it will take some time to kill it. Where are the Harbingers? Still in the corner of the map. He sees there's no anti-air here. Oh no, Nemesis is doing too much damage. Yeah, so those cruisers are faster than the Dreadnought. So it does get taken out. That could have been a lot worse than what it was. Leonidas moving towards the middle of the map. Nest of the Queen's almost done. He needs to pull back until the nest is done, but yeah, if that was an Eye of Darkness, he'd be okay, or maybe, but Nest of the Queen not going to help him too much. It's more of like a anti-cruiser unit, good against defenses, has strong anti-air also, has anti-air drones, cannot duel this Leonidas, not at all. Alright, here come the air units, but look, many Apollos. Man, this game's going for a long time. It's like almost an hour. I actually have to be somewhere in like an hour, but that's fine. I reckon it'll finish pretty soon. Well, the Harbingers go through, but they're splashed up, so they take a fair bit of damage. Okay, the army has advanced into this massive line of defenses. They reconsider. What are they looking for? They can't swoop into those Apollos. Some Furies are moving to intercept. The cruiser army's being chipped away, but they're all about to fall. Oh, going back into the air defense. Nice, but loses 2 Harbingers. Those are not cheap. Hyperion getting thrown away there. Oops. Nest of the Queen almost done. Again, these choke points are definitely working for the benefit of Kinlock. I had improv class, in case anyone's wondering. It's like an 8-week course that I did. It was really fun. This is the last night, though. This is week 8, so I'm kind of sad, actually. I'm very fond of everyone there. And there is like a grad show. Ooh, look at this. Saboteur, but the Nexus has guns on it, so... Yeah, but anyway, he must see that there's like no defenses. Oh my god, this is an epic battle scene. Another screenshot of this, because this is too good. Leonidas blocked by the mountain. Artillery is raining over the mountain, however, so these defenses are crumbling. Nest of the Queen is completed. He has a nest, he has a Savager. If the Leonidas takes too much damage from these defenses, maybe Kinlock can take this one, but his orbital abilities are very expensive now. Harbinger's still in the sky. Saboteur is going for some cutoffs. That could be very cheeky if he gets the cutoff. Leonidas going in, dueling the Nest of the Queen. Harbinger's in the sky. Eradicators, not to be found. Exterminators, I mean to say. They're going to be engaging here. Savage is almost within range. Nest of the Queen's taking a lot of damage though, but so is the Leonidas. Nemesis Cruisers also giving their damage. Hyperion going to be entering within range soon. Savage is about to open up. Could be a one form. We could see both players lose their Juggernauts in this position, but still a massive cruiser army for Pethidite. Down goes the Juggernaut. Pethidite still has his Leonidas doing so much damage to the Savager in range of the Nexus. That's going to be GG. Yeah, that Leonidas was exactly what he needed and almost went down though. That was pretty close, but there was, you know, another Juggernaut halfway done. GG, your Nexus was fully undefended. Could have sniped it with Harbingers. Plus Orbital Strike. Also needed Eye of Darkness, not Nest. Yeah, if that was an Eye of Dark, I mean, it is more expensive, so it's harder to get, but it would have made a big difference. Well, it actually loses the Leonidas. Good snipe there with the Harbinger. A little too late, however. Too little, too late, but nice game. That almost, it has gone for over an hour. This may actually be the longest. You didn't now, before I mean. Plus, Harbingers can just snipe it. You need to get, like, Eliminators. They murder Harbingers more than Falcons. Anyway, yeah, this may be the longest game of Ashes I've ever casted. This was like 60 minutes plus. Nest is cheaper, but way worse versus Jugs. It's not bad, but you know, it's not as good. But that was a beautiful game. Let's have a look at the economy graph here. Pethidine having almost 50% more metal income. Quanta was about the same, and Rads was about the same too. So, yeah, a fantastic game. Kinlock holding in there. You know, I would have quit a while ago, I think. But that was a nice game. That was a bunch of fun to cast, and that'll wrap me up for now. Thank you for watching. This will definitely go on the Stardock YouTube channel because that was sick. So subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our content and announcements for Escalation and for all our other games. Thanks. See ya.